Hey guys, so it has been a while since I've done a voiceover, so if it's a little weird, I apologize. Today's video is a full face makeup tutorial for Valentine's Day using no new products. So be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button, the share button, and let's get started. First thing I'm gonna do is my eyebrows. I wanted to use products that I've raved about in the past in this video. I wanted to really bring it back to the roots and share with you guys and revisit some of my favorites. So we got some Maybelline action going on. You can see how quickly it is, or how quickly you can fill in your brows using this product. It does have kind of a stickier base, and then I like to go in with my BH Cosmetics Flawless Brow Trio and just kind of define the edges, because that Maybelline product in particular, you can't really make the edges look as sharp. Now this guy I haven't talked about in so long. It's from e.l.f. and it was their matte to metal transformer. So you were supposed to be able to put any type of matte shadow over it, and then it would change it to like a metallic looking shadow. But I've actually been using it as an eye base a lot lately. I find that shadows have been sticking to it well, and it just brings a nice shine to the lid and also covers up the veins a bit. It looks a little funny on its own, but trust me, it looks really good. The Artist palette from Kokie, I've done a tutorial using this palette. I've done reviews on the palettes in this line, so I thought it'd be a great one to use for this tutorial. I will say this look isn't anything super out of the ordinary for me, but I wanted to show you guys what I actually would wear on Valentine's Day, and I love these warm tones. That coral color I put in my crease, oh my goodness. Using a bit of a smaller, more dense brush just makes it really pop, versus using a diffuse brush, which I can't talk today, which I did with that first shade. This one's just going to be a lot more concentrated. So just back and forth motions, make sure to blend the two colors together, and it'll look a little messy at first, but it'll come together. Now, this shadow on its own that I'm putting all over the lid, it doesn't normally look as shiny if you don't wet it. But because I use that e.l.f. primer, it really pops. So on its own, I find that the shimmers in this palette aren't as great without being wet, but if you put it over that e.l.f. base, it just makes that shine on the lid that much better. So you go in, you do your transition, your crease, and then just go in and touch up. Now another Kokie product that I really enjoy, I'm gonna sort of create a halo sparkle. These are their duo metallic shadows, so you get a little bit of a sticky primer base. I did a review on these if you want to check that out. And then you take the shimmer and you pop it right on top, and this color is beautiful. It makes a great inner corner, it makes a great halo eye color. You'll see that I'm using a silicone applicator. I got that one from BH Cosmetics. I find that with little glitters like this or little shimmer shadows, it works so much better than having it on a loose brush. I just find that the silicone paddle picks up the product so much better, and whenever I use these little metallic shadows, I will do that. Then I'll just go over the edges with a regular brush, just so it's not so stark, and pretty much continue on with the rest of the look. I'm putting that sparkle in the inner corners and the brow bone, putting down that primer first, and then putting the sparkle on top. This is going to take the look from being kind of a typical eye look to have a little bit more glam. So if you don't want to put the sparkle on top, you definitely don't have to, but I think it just adds a nice touch. This Wet n Wild eyeliner, oh my gosh, I swear by this. I didn't want to bore you guys with having it go through very slowly, so I did speed up some parts of this video, but this eyeliner is so good and it's so affordable. You'll see that I made a little mistake there, but it is, I rave about this all the time. People never realize that it's a Wet n Wild eyeliner that I'm wearing for winged eyeliner. It's very wet in its consistency, so it's not one of those ones that dries down really fast. If you have long lashes, just be careful that you don't get it on your lash, because then you can transfer it up onto your lid. That's happened to me before. So This one's very affordable, it's very black, and it's easy to work with, but just be careful when you have long eyelashes. This Wet n Wild Dewy Primer, I did a video on this guy. You guys seem to really enjoy that. It makes your skin look so luminous and glowy. I've been pairing this with, you'll see the foundation I use next, but people give me compliments when I pair the two together. It's not super slippy, it's not oily, it just gives you a nice glow. And like I was saying, paired with this Flower Beauty Light Illusion foundation, this has quickly become one of my favorite drugstore foundations, especially with this primer. I've been putting it on with a sponge just because I find that the application with this, I don't want it to be too heavy. So I like putting it on with a sponge and just sort of bouncing that along my face. Make sure to dampen your sponge before you use it if you're new to using makeup sponges. Whenever you use a liquid foundation and you use a makeup sponge, you want to dampen it first so that you're not having the sponge absorb all of your product and it actually goes on your face. Now, I feel like they are discontinuing this product and it's making me really sad. I've only seen it like on Ulta in 2 different shades. It's the Master Camo pen, and I believe it's from Maybelline, and it's the shade pink, and I love this. And at my local Ulta, they've taken it out of the line too, but it does such a nice job in that pink shade to brighten under the eyes. This Almay concealer, I also think they might have changed the packaging to it, but again, I wanted to stick to some of my favorite old products. Just sort of bring it into the areas where I feel like I want a little more coverage, which is usually under my eyes, around my nose, around my brows, because that's the areas where I lose product more quickly and I had a little bit more redness. So focusing that in the red areas and just areas where you want a little more coverage. It's a very natural looking finish. It's not too matte, so I feel like it does pair well with this foundation without being too starkly different. Now I'm doing things a little out of order than I normally do because I wanted to use this Catrice stick highlighter, and it doesn't, I mean, it works okay over powder, but it works better before you set your face. So I'm just going in, warming it up with my fingers. I find that works a lot better than taking the stick right to your face and putting this on the high points of your cheekbones, down your nose. This is just gonna give you more of that really like in love, glowy look, which, you know, Valentine's Day, love is in the air. I don't know, but it is a nice, also affordable product. I keep saying that, but all of these products are affordable. It brings a nice glow. Oh my gosh, this cheek and lip product from BH, another one of those products while I was going through editing, realizing that they don't have it anymore. I am really sad. I think the Illuminate line with BH and Ashley Tisdale is over, but take a nice cream blush, a very natural one. It'll pair well with this eye look. Now I'm just going in with some Covergirl Loose Mineral Powder. This is going to set under the eyes, prevent creasing, and normally I'll take a bake brush and sweep it all across my face, but you're gonna see that I'm just using this little Real Techniques brush because this powder in particular isn't super luminous. It's definitely more of like a natural matte kind of finish. Not matte, but more of a natural finish. So I just take a very light amount on the small brush and go over my entire face. That way I'm not losing the glow. You guys know I like these NYX Faux White eyeliners. I believe this was in the shade Linen. I've used the shade, Seashell. All these S's are tripping me up. They're very similar, so if you don't have Linen, Seashell will work as well. And then, as I usually do, I'm just kind of mimicking what I did on the upper part of my lid on the lower lash line. Take more of a flat top kind of brush or just a very small, precise brush. Try not to go in with something super thick and fluffy because then you won't get the precision you are looking for. So very beautiful palette, and I feel like the warm tones are very similar. I believe I've mentioned this before to the Too Faced Peachy Mattes palette, or Peachy, yeah. It's very similar to that. So if you're looking for some like warm peachy tones, I feel like pinks and reds are very popular for Valentine's Day. So a nice one you can find at Walmart. It was so nice to just sit down and go through some of these products and think about what you guys have liked on my channel, what has been successful, what you guys are interested in. So I hope these are products that maybe you've already picked up before, or you're like, yay, I've got this in my collection and I don't have to go out and buy something new. That was sort of my thought process with this, so I hope you guys like it, and I want to try to incorporate more products that I've used in the past, and that way you guys know that I'm still using them and still enjoying them and not just seeing me use new products all the time. So again, this Milani bronzer I've used before. This one, if I go too heavy-handed, because I am fair, can look a little heavy. So any of you who have a little bit more of a fair complexion, just be careful with this Milani bronzer. I believe it's in the shade Dolce. There might even be one a little bit lighter now. I think there's 3 shades available. So I'm just taking a big fluffy brush and sort of warming up my complexion so I don't look super washed out. And I decided to add even more of a shine to the cheeks. As you can see, as I apply it, it makes it a little more pink, a little more fresh face and youthful looking. This one's from Found Beauty, and you can also find that at Walmart. I find that I use this one as a blush topper a lot. And then again, I'm topping the Catrice highlighter with some Colourpop Flexitarian. This has been one of my go-to highlights lately. I know it's been around a while and a lot of people have raved about it, but I've used Colourpop highlights on my channel before, and it's just really nice. And I go in with a brush for the reason that I already put down highlighter with my fingers. If I wanted a heavier application, I would go in with my fingers or a sponge. I've also reviewed this Flower Beauty product, the setting spray. The mist on this, as you guys can see, is super fine, very beautiful. I do think it does help help my makeup last throughout the day. Then the typical curling of the eyelashes with my little Revlon eyelash curler. And some Revlon mascara. This one's getting a little crusty. I probably should exchange it out. I've been having trouble with mascaras if you guys have been watching my last couple videos. So I put that one on the top, and then I went in with some L'Oreal Voluminous in a burgundy color, which I thought was kind of interesting. I wanted to play around with having a more burgundy tone on the lower lash line to make the colors on the lower lash pop. I feel like the burgundy goes really well with the eye look, and even with that you could put that on the upper lashes as well. And time for some gloss. You guys know I love my gloss. This is one from Colourpop from that other video that I feel like I'm talking about all my videos, but I did just recently review these. This is the shade PS, and that's the entire look. I hope you all have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye everyone! You guys are awesome!